Hi, I'm Aisling, beauty editor for Beaut.ie, and we're joined tonight with our commercial manager, Sharon Gray, and a very special guest. We have Linda from the Oiler Movement.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So you've probably seen that there's a load of hype around kind of essential oils coming up through products, you know,
Definitely.
like we have seen hugely with Beaut.ie that there's been kind of an addition of essential oils in shampoos, in
Skincare.
conditioners, skincare,
Absolutely.
candles.
Cleaning products.
Cleaning products, yeah, they seem to be everywhere.
But there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Yes. A lot of the market obviously has a lot of synthetic oils, but we have a really exciting brand to talk about, doTERRA essential oils. I've been using them now for about a year. Aisling, maybe...
Probably about 2 years at this
cool.
stage. Yeah, so they've become a huge part of my life, and we
yes.
really wanted to share this with you. It's top secret.
Well, actually, Linda's going to tell you all about it. So, Linda, tell us about the Oiler Movement. How did you get started?
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself first, and then that's how the Oiler Movement was kind of born. So basically, I was coming into my late 20s and I started having some health issues just out of nowhere. So I started getting very bad cystic acne all up the sides of my face, kind of like when I was a teenager. And then I was getting IBS symptoms, like coming on like a couple times a month, where I'd have to go to bed and just lie down, and putting on weight very rapidly, and just a lot of things just were going kind of crazy on me. And because I'm quite a researcher by nature, I decided to...
Yes, you are.
You know that? So I decided to start looking into what I could do about it, or maybe what was causing it. I think my intuition was telling me, like, you need to do something.
Okay.
So I had basically started looking into like beauty products, and I could see that we have this thing called toxic load, and I was probably reaching my toxic load. So the average woman puts on like over 500 chemicals every day on her skin from the minute she wakes up. So she has shampoo, conditioner, face wash, deodorants, makeups, perfume.
Wasn't there a beauty brand that we work with actually did a bit of research as well, and they were saying that each woman gets about 17 toxic exposures before they leave the house in the morning. So that is insane.
That's scary.
And if we're doing that every single day, if you're coming into your 20s, sometimes that's going to come to
a head.
Exactly.
Like
it seems to happen a lot in the 20s.
Yeah, I got shingles when I was 27. That should not have happened when I was 27. So I probably should have started doing my research then. Definitely.
Yeah, I think everybody's body gives them a warning sign, and then if we ignore it, something more serious could happen, like an autoimmune condition or something. But so I started just to replace a lot of my toiletries with organic brands, and I could see a reduction in my my acne, but it didn't get rid of it, and it didn't get rid of the IBS. So I was on this quest for more information, and basically then I went to a meditation class, and unfortunately I had an attack during the class. So you know, it was like no, it was dead quiet, and there was my stomach just making these crazy noises, it totally disrupting the class and stuff. So we went for a break, and this lovely lady who's actually a nutritionist came up to me and said, have you ever heard of doTERRA oils? They're really good for IBS, you can take them internally. And I was like, internally? What? No. So I had been like, I was never heard of that.
You can't take most essential oils.
No, like if you look at the back of a bottle of most brands, it will say do not take internally. So I had been using oils for quite a few years. I had like loads of diffusers. I was already into them for aromatherapy and mood benefit, but never medicine. So this was a whole new world. So I contacted the company and I said, I'd like to know more about it. And someone got back to me and said, can I come teach you a class? And I was like, you want to come teach me a free class? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. So he came and he taught me a class, which a lot of what I'm going to tell you tonight. And I was blown away. So I was like, okay, I definitely want to get one of these kits. And what attracted me at first was actually the lemon and being able to drink that in my water, because I used to squeeze lemon every morning, and it's not that great for the enamel of the teeth. So this was an alkaline way of doing it, which was so easy to, just like 2 drops, you could put in your handbag and off you go, because it was always like, ended up bringing a half a lemon to work and all sorts of stuff in the morning. Leaving it in my bag. No, but so this was like a great substitute. So that was like the main thing I thought, like when I bought them. And my husband loved them as well. He loved drinking the lemon, and he got into them right away.
The men always do.
Yeah,
they're slow, but they come around eventually.
It wasn't just nice smelly things for him. It was like something that actually had a use. Whereas the other oils, he never touched them in our house. So that was cool. And then so so within about a week of buying the kit, I had seen a woman doing a Facebook or YouTube video, and saying she got rid of acne with lemon oil. And that was not something I had bought the kit for, but I was like, ooh, I must try this. So I straight away went and I tried it on my skin, and within like 2 days, all of the spots, which are like cystic, were flat. And I was like, whoa. Is that real? Like,
yeah, that's what I love it for,
yeah, so that was like mind-blowing for me, and I was able to wear my makeup with confidence. It was so smooth, my skin, so that was like great. Then about another week later, I was in with Aisling, getting my eyebrows done in her studio, and I could see she was really not feeling well, and I was like, are you all right? And she said, no, I have this very bad viral ear infection. Do you want to tell the story?
Well, inner and outer ear infection I had I was up north doing a photo shoot. So basically I was on 6 sets of antibiotics. I was in the eye and ear every couple of days, and the swelling was so bad you couldn't actually see into my ear, and was told that there was only a 70% chance of me getting my hearing back. So obviously owning a studio I had never had one before. It was horrendous.
And you had to keep working.
I had to keep working. Owning a studio, there was nothing I could do. I had to be in work, or I couldn't pay the bills. There was no option. So I was literally surviving on painkillers. That was it, just by being there. But basically, Linda was one of my clients, and luckily she just happened to have Melaleuca, which is a tea tree oil, in her bag. But it's obviously a medicinal grade tea tree oil. It's not like regular tea tree oil. And she told me to put it in a cotton ball and wear it in my ear, but change that 3 times a day and wear it kind of around my ear.
Yeah, not putting it in the ear, just to clarify. Yeah,
so I tried that, and at that stage I probably would have tried anything. And within about a day there was relief. 3 days my hearing was back fully, and it was so good that the doctors could not understand how the swelling had gotten down so much in my ear. And they called other doctors in to see the swelling reduction.
This miracle ear.
Yeah. And then refused to believe me when I showed them what I had been using. But so if Linda hadn't, that's when I kind of got into them. And I was like, okay, that's...
And I got into them more then as well, because I started taking them more seriously. Because when I had given you that all, I didn't think it would do much. We were kind of like desperados at that point, and it was weird that I had that oil in my bag because I'd never used it. It was unopened. I still to this day don't know why it was in my bag. So it was obviously fate.
It was fate.
I was supposed to give you that oil. I was going to drive back and give it to you, but then when I went to pay, it was like there. I was like, oh, this is weird. Okay. And I had forgotten about it over the weekend until you called me on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, you rang. You was like, oh my God, Linda, my hearing is back. The pain is gone. I was like, oh, that's weird. So that was like my second wow. And then like about another month later, I had been sharing them and using them in my water, and my husband had been using them for his respiratory system, and like minor things that were working and stuff, and just putting them in the diffuser and stuff. But then I had a cold sore starting to come up, and I could feel, that tingling sensation.
Thank God.
Around lunchtime, it was on a Thursday. I remember distinctly, and it was around lunchtime. And I said, and I went and I googled what to use, and I had reordered my Melaleuca, so I had it. So I was Melaleuca and lavender put right on the lip, and within like seconds the tingling stopped. Now that had never happened before with any product, so I was like, ooh, that's definitely doing something. Put it on 2 more times again before I went to bed, and then the next morning I woke up, no blister, just a little bit of a red patch. I was like, yes. I went to my event that weekend, and I was able to wear my lipstick like normal, and I was even more sold then at that point. So I was quite lucky with the oils, and that I had all these powerful experiences very fast. And so I was actually, at the time, I was working in corporate IT sales, and I really did like my job. I worked for a lovely company. But I wasn't really fulfilled in my soul of what I was doing. I really wanted to help people. That was more my calling. And so I was doing life coaching on the side. I had spent, I don't know how much money doing all different courses. And that was my passion. Okay. And so my plan was eventually to do that full time. And then the oils came into my life, and I thought I could help more people with the oils if I spread this awareness. Like, how many people don't know that there's something they can use to treat viruses and bacteria? And so I decided kind of radically to quit my job and do this full time.
Very brave.
Yeah.
Very, very brave.
It was a calling, I can say. So, and my husband as well, he does it with me. So it's really like a family
the two of you
thing.
decided.
Yeah, we were just
quit the job.
so amazed with the oils. We said, everybody needs to know about this. So we started working actually mainly with the beauty industry because of the effects it had had with my skin. And I wanted more and more people that suffered with acne to find out about the oils. So that was kind of how it all started. And then we came up with the company, the Oiler Movement, because we call ourselves Oilers. All of my customers and our business partners, me and my husband, we joke around, we say, we're Oilers. And some people are like, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, it just basically means we have enough knowledge to know how to use the oils for almost anything that can come up during the day. So first thing in the morning, to lift your spirits, to brush your teeth with them, to use them in your skincare if you have a digestive issue.
There is literally an oil
like you could
for
just
everything,
use them all day long. So we call ourselves Oilers, basically.
And a non-toxic version, which is amazing. So again, by using these, you're feeling a lot more healthy. It's not masking a symptom. It's actually addressing a problem.
It helps the body to heal itself. So it gives the body what it needs to fix things, basically. It's not even the oils, it's the body repairing itself. So it's really getting back to nature. And that's why the company doTERRA is actually called it means gift of the earth. And that's because these oils are actually medicine from plants. So nature gave this to the plants to heal itself. And because we're so similar in cellular structure to plants, we can use the medicine the same way. So it's amazing that most of us don't even know that's a thing. So and then we called it the movement because we wanted to really create a health movement in Ireland and in the UK so that people would find out about this and share with each other and really try to help improve everybody's health and happiness, because let's face it, if you're healthier, you're happier. So that's what the Oiler Movement is all about. So me and my husband and our team of other business partners, we would spend pretty much all of our time just going around teaching people for free, which some people think is kind of crazy, but it all works out in the end. And we can live quite comfortably, so don't worry. But I love the fact that I can go around and teach people for free because they can do whatever they want with that information then. It
is an education because it is something so new, and you really do have to educate people because there's so many, as we said, synthetic essential oils on the market, that to tell someone you can now ingest oils, you really have to educate people, because you don't want to be telling someone you can ingest oils and they go to Holland and Barrett or somewhere like that and ingest oils when they shouldn't be. So this is why I think it's great that you are teaching classes, because it really is an education.
So we're moving more into aromatic medicine, not just aromatherapy, when you work with a medicinal brand like this. And that's been around for a long time, aromatic medicine, so taking oils internally. It's just
millions of years.
It's just that the brands that have been on the market haven't been at the races yet. So as a consumer society, we didn't know about it. So with doTERRA, you can see clearly on the bottles, like where it'll tell you supplement serving facts, or in some of them now they're changing the labeling. It'll say for internal use, so you know the ones that you can take, and if you follow the safety guidelines, they're very safe and very effective. So that's basically how the Oiler Movement came about, and that's kind of who I am and what I do.
Cool.
So do you want to dive into the oils now?
Always.
So this is basically a first aid kit for your home.
Exactly.
Isn't that right?
This is like our starter kit. It's the thing we sell the most. So whenever I meet someone and they say, well, how do I get started with this? I always tell them about this kit, because that's really for, if I'm being honest, that's how I would start. This
is the kit that I bought as well, and I absolutely love it.
It's literally, you have something for everything, and it's so empowering when you have something like that in your house. Like, okay, we all get coughs and flus. You don't need to go on an antibiotic, for a sniffle or, a blocked nose.
And actually, it's been in the news recently that there's prescribing of antibiotics.
Yeah, did you see that new ad on TV that they're saying, don't be going for antibiotics? I was actually really surprised to see it, but
and this is a
it's
natural
great.
solution.
You know why that is? Why they say to stop using so many antibiotics? Does anyone know?
Go on.
Because well, for one thing, when you take an antibiotic, that's going to kill all the good bacteria as well, and so it can take up to 7 years to replace that. So your immune system gets weakened. Now, it's great that we have antibiotics, because what would we do if we didn't have them? In life-threatening situations, they are brilliant. But it's just, let's not overuse them, because long-term, they're probably not even going to help that much, and they're going to cause issues long-term.
And your body gets used to it, so it doesn't work as effectively when you need it.
Which is bringing me to my next point, which is superbugs. So superbugs are starting to become more and more prevalent, and they're basically becoming resistant to the antibiotics. So what's going to happen in a few years, if the antibiotics just don't work anymore, and we've got these nasty superbugs. Luckily, if we know about the oils, we should be okay. But yeah, so that's kind of why that brings me to my first point about this kit, and that's, if I had to pick one thing that I'm the most passionate about, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my skincare, I love the emotional support and all that, but the most important thing for me is really the immunity support, and so I'm going to just select these 4 oils to tell you a little bit more about. So out of this kit, these 4 oils are the ones that I just could not be without. If I was stuck on a desert island, they're the 4 that I'd be bringing with me. I don't know about you two, but
I think I'd be the same.
Yeah.
So tell us, what are they, the 4?
So basically, these 4 are what I would use if I start to feel something's coming on, or if I've already gotten sick and I need to get rid of it faster. So it's going to give me an extreme immune boost. So basically, I'll talk to you about this one first. So this is Onguard. So this little oil blend from doTERRA is up on PubMed as with proof scientifically to kill the flu virus. So it's a very powerful little bottle. It's got clove and cinnamon in it, so it's really high antioxidants.
I'm gonna have a little sniff because it actually it smells very much like Christmas.
It does.
Yes.
It has wild orange in it as well, so I love it.
It
The
is very
cloves,
Christmas.
it's the cloves,
yeah,
and
cinnamon is-
yeah.
And
it's
actually,
lovely.
do you know why people take hot toddies in Ireland?
Yes.
Because the clove, when you drink that, it boosts your immune system. So there's
Everyone-
actually a reason for it.
To drink more hot whiskies this
Yeah. so that's the Onguard.
Okay.
Then these 2 here, these are singular oils. So this is oregano, and this is, or I think Irish.
Oregano.
Oregano. You can tell I'm American. And this is Melaleuca, which we were talking about earlier.
Tea
So
tree,
yeah, tea tree. So these are singular oils, and they're both very strong antibacterial, antiviral oils. And when I say antibacterial, antiviral, what I mean is they work at the cellular level. So the viruses that come into our body, they sit inside of our cells. And that's why antibiotics haven't been that effective against them, because antibiotics are made from a water base. Our cells are made from more of a fat or a lipid. So water can't cross into the cell. Whereas when you take a good quality oil like this, it can go into the cell. And what it does is it just smothers it so that it can't replicate. So it stops just duplicating. All right. So Melaleuca is mild. You can use that on your skin for acne, athlete's foot, rashes,
Ear infections.
just about anything outside. It's so mild. Whereas oregano, that's more of a burning oil, so you don't want to use that unless you dilute it very heavily on anywhere outside.
You could on your feet though, couldn't you? Like if you had a
I've used it on
fungal
my feet
infection
if it was a real
or-
serious fungal. I haven't had a fungal infection on my feet, but I have tried it on my feet just to see did it sting, and it's pretty okay on the feet. But I wouldn't be putting it anywhere on the face. Or
but you
anything like that.
can, if you do have some sensitivity, you can dilute these with something like a carrier
Absolutely.
oil.
I mean, it's very effective to dilute them all the time, because then they don't evaporate, and you can spread them over more of an area. And there's certain ones that you should always dilute, and it will say that on the bottle. And oregano is really one of them. And if you're going to use them on kids, you should always dilute as well. So yes, I was going to say oregano was actually used by Hippocrates. He's like the father of modern medicine. He used to give that out to his patients before there was antibiotics. The cool thing is that now the technology is there that these oils are much stronger than they were in history, and the science is coming out to back up all this stuff with facts. So it's becoming more mainstream. So a lot of doctors in the States are even using these and getting on board with doTERRA. doTERRA even has, I think, 18 medical doctors on their medical board, and they're partnering with some of the biggest universities and hospitals in the States. So it's a great movement for health, really. So those are the 2. And now this 4th bottle here I would put in, because that's frankincense, and basically frankincense is the king of the oils. A lot of people will say, if in doubt, use frankincense. Okay, so it kind of just helps everything in a weird way, but I think the reason we put it into this blend particularly is because it's a booster oil. So it makes the other oils work better.
It smells like churches.
Yeah, a lot of people will be used to the incense smells.
I like it.
But
It's a love or hate one, isn't it? I love it.
I love it. I find it so
I
relaxing.
really love it. It's supposed to be good for emotional wellness as well if you're a little bit anxious.
Very much so. A lot of people would take a drop under the tongue every day just for general cellular health. Other people would use it in their skincare like me, because it's very good at protecting the skin cells and keeping them intact for longer. So you'll see a lot of the big brands now have frankincense in them, but they wouldn't have that quality of frankincense.
And a lot of them actually in the brands, that frankincense isn't pure at all. Like it's just
it could be a synthetic
synthetically made in a lab.
There's actually 5 grades of frankincense. So the most clearest rock that comes off the frankincense tree is the first grade, which is what we use. A lot of companies may use like grade 4 or 5, or especially if it's in the perfume industry, which isn't going to be very medicinal.
It's nice smelling.
But it smells nice. Yeah. So that's the difference. Now, the other thing with frankincense is it can cross over into the blood-brain barrier. It's one of the very few things in the world that can. So it can help reduce swelling in the brain. So I actually would have put that on my son the day he was born, because he was born by vacuum. And the nurses at first were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then, and then I was like, "It's okay. That's what
Jesus used.
Yeah. If it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for my son.
But so that's your frankincense. So to use that, you would basically put 3 drops of each in one of these little veggie caps and take that every 4 to 5 hours if you're actually feeling something coming on or you're already sick. And to be honest, I've been sick once in 3 years since I found the oils, and that one time I didn't have them. So when I got home, I had already the symptoms coming on, but I was lucky that I had them then, and it got rid of it within like 24 hours. So for me, that's like a godsend, basically. So those are my favorite 4. We'll then just quickly look at the others. So this is normally a bigger bottle, but I actually couldn't find my bottle. So this is your lavender.
Everybody always goes first, isn't it?
I think I was using it on my son, and I can't remember where I put the big bottle. But basically, lavender, everybody knows, is for relaxation and sleep. You can actually, because this one is medicinal, you can put 4 drops as well into the veggie cap if you have trouble sleeping, or you can just put it in your diffuser. But it's also great for skin. So if you have dry skin patches, you can rub it in. The skin will just rub off. You can also use it if you burned yourself, straight on the burn to help stop blistering, sunburn. So that's
really good for
rashes,
psoriasis and eczema. That's what Colin used it for, so that was really good with melaleuca and frankincense. So that was my aha moment with the oils. Was like, of course, you're always like, "Oh no, you use them," recommending to everyone else, and that was like within 3 days, so that was cool.
It's excellent.
This one then, this is peppermint, so that was the one that was recommended to me. So I would keep this always in my bathroom because I use that every morning to do oil pulling. I put a little bit on my toothbrush, and I put a little bit into my water pick. This one, or Onguard, I switch them up, but this has been proven to remove way more plaque. It's also good if you have a headache. It's also, I sometimes would also take a tiny little bit, not even a full drop, just a tiny bit on the back of my hand. And then that's going to give me an energy boost. It's going to be good for my digestive system. It clears the respiratory.
Freshens breath.
Freshens your breath. So that's one I always keep in my handbag as well. Over here then we have, the next one is Zengest. So it's digestive support. So if you have like chronic problems like I had, I would use that more constantly just until it starts to kind of heal itself. But you're talking diarrhea, constipation, bloating, heartburn, you'd rub it outside. You could rub it on the tummy clockwise in the same direction as your intestines, or you can drink it or put it in a veggie cap as well.
That's
you
a
can put a drop
blend.
in
Water, if you like the taste. I'm not big fan of it.
It's a blend. So what's in that?
So you've got peppermint, fennel, ginger, fennel, all the best stuff to help you digest your food better.
Great.
Then this one is lemons. We talked a little bit about using that on the skin, but I also use this to clean my house. So I'd add that to water, clean countertops. Sometimes I'd add my Onguard or melaleuca as well. I would often spray it on fruit and veg as well if I haven't bought organic, which usually I do, but sometimes if it's a thing that I can't get it, I'd always put my lemon on it because that'll help remove the pesticides.
So how do you clean your house? Do you put it in a spray bottle or?
Yeah, try and get a glass spray bottle or at least a metal one. You can get them in the pound shop, and then you would just add like 10 to 20 drops of your oil.
Why glass?
Because, and this is a good question actually, because we don't want to drink the oils in anything but glass or metal either, because oils pull pesticides out of your body. They would do the same thing out of plastic. So it's just, you're drawing the chemicals back into the environment.
Good to know.
And the last one here is called Deep Blue. So this one is for pain, any sort of stiff joints, stiff muscles. I used it a lot when I had when I was pregnant and after I had my son that I had a bad back. So a lot of people would use it for arthritis as well.
And just breathe.
Oh, breathe. I forgot about breathe. Okay. This is one of the most popular. I didn't see it. So this one is for people with congestion issues. Let's take a drop.
It's a lovely one.
It's my
favorite. So this is another technique for aromatic
problems.
It's called making your own inhaler.
Oops.
So
wasting your oil.
So you basically just take your hand and make a circle, and then you cup the back so it's just like a tight little space, and you just stick your nose in. Don't touch your eyes. And that's going to clear the respiratory as well. You can also do it with your mouth if you want to get it more into the lungs. And it has a nice cooling, cleansing effect.
That straight away, yeah.
A lot of people that have respiratory issues really love Breathe. Some people will leave it on in the diffuser at night.
I'd have it at night time with lavender.
And the diffuser will just shut itself off, so it's very safe.
This was my oil for the summer when I had kind of seasonal issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had that going in my bedroom every night and like breathing. So it was really helped me with any allergies that I had. Brilliant.
Just very quickly as well, this little bottle here I brought from my bathroom. So this is my like DIY serum that I use at home. So another cool thing about the oils is you can make up your own, like, there's a million things you can do. Just go to Pinterest. But my favorite thing is probably just this, because I use this every day. So I would have put like half a carrier oil. For me, I like jojoba oil or rosehip oil. Some people like coconut oil. So you pick for your skin type, and if you need advice, just let me know. Excuse me. And then to breathe. And then I would have added frankincense for anti-aging, lavender for just calming the skin and adding more moisture, a bit of lemon for just astringent purposes, and a couple other oils that I love that I have at home as well. So that's brilliant. After you've washed and toned, you then just roll it on like a magic eraser. Scars, red marks, freckles, anything like that, just rub it on, and that's brilliant. So then you put your moisturizer on top. So it's a very cheap DIY serum for you.
Okay, we're running out of time, so you're going to have to tell us very quickly, and the Beaut readers, where can you buy these oils?
Okay, so basically, you can go to our website, which I think you're going to put on the screen for us, and you've two options if you like what you heard from us today. So the first option is you can fill out the information on my website so that I can give you a call back, and we can schedule a more in-depth class with you, and we can focus on your personal kind of health challenges or goals. The second option is...
And that's free.
That's totally free.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you're living somewhere close enough, I can do it with you in person. If you're kind of far from me and I'm not going to be in that area, then we can do a webinar.
Cool.
Okay. The second option then you have is if you've heard enough from today, which you may do, because if you're anything like me and the girls, you're probably like, I need those oils.
If you're a product junkie,
Yes. So if that's the case and you just want to go ahead and get this kit, you can also go to my website and you can just select ready to purchase the kit. Okay. And the cool thing is, because it's Christmas time and I'm feeling very generous and I'm very appreciative that you let me come in and talk to your readers, I have a special offer for the Beaut readers.
Ooh,
okay,
cool.
So for the month of December, we already have a free frankincense offer from doTERRA. So that's a second bottle you get with the kit.
And that's an expensive oil.
It's the most expensive oil of all of them. So this one is worth $72 if you're a customer of ours. If you're paying full retail price, it's like $97.
Okay, so
it's a lot. So
It's
two bottles should do you for all of next year if you're using it for your skin and your natural antibiotic and here and there, right? So you're going to get that for free with the kit for the whole month of December. But for the Beaut readers, I'm also going to throw in...
What is it?
Tell us.
Haven't even told you girls yet. So because the other way I love to use the oils is for emotions, I'm going to throw in an emotional blend. Okay?
Okay, which one?
Guess?
Very lucky.
Balance?
Yes! Yay! Okay. Every girl needs a bit of balance in her life, okay?
I did have it in the diffuser, but we couldn't have it going.
The
sound.
So balance is for, if you're already a doTERRA customer, it's €25. If you're not, it's about €35. Okay? So I'm going to throw that in additionally. All right?
Okay.
Now, that offer will only be valid till the 15th of December.
Okay.
So if you know you want to get your kit, or you know you want to book the class to decide if you want to get the kit, just make sure that you go for that offer before the 15th. So this whole kit comes to $285. That includes shipping and includes a free membership, which normally costs $25. And on top of that, you get 2 classes with me. You get an addition to our private Facebook user groups, so you get ongoing lifetime support, and any advanced trainings that come up across Ireland, you'll be notified. They're usually like €5 or €10 just to cover the room costs. But yeah, it's much more than the oils. You're getting a lifestyle change and you're joining a natural health movement. So
The oiler movement.
The oiler movement.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Linda.
Thank you so much for coming in. That was so informative.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
And so we will look forward to seeing you next time on Facebook Live for Beaut. I think we'll be working with Pennies.
Yes, Pennies next
so
Wednesday.
That will be on Wednesday, so tune in for that. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.